Hey, how fit to be the boss? Let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. And I gotta win no matter what, like fourth down, Hail Mary, no punch. Like every time I touch down, I gotta stunt. Randy Moss, yeah, my numbers going up. All these trophies, what do I need any more for? Check the stats up, you can check the scoreboard. Check the stats, Jay Critch, I'm the QB. Ran it up and then I went and got a new freeze. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. If you ain't a winner, then don't come round. On my way to another city, it's a touchdown. Underlay, yeah, I gotta get it in a rush now. Let them hate, try to knock me down, but we got up now. You said that you ballin', keep it real though. Hey, why I never saw you in the field though? Hey, I make it look easy, it's a field goal. I've been grinding for a minute and I'm still going. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay.
All in all, we have a pretty pleasant December day in the Volunteer State. The chilly rain from last night has moved on. The temps have bumped up a bit here at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the Tennessee Titans. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
First down.
Former Volunteer back in Tennessee, it's Alvin Kamara. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From field now. Haskins. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Gates, the intended receiver there. Third down here.
We talk all the time about playmakers on offense, but let's face it, there are plenty of playmakers on defense, too. I think we just saw an example of one, didn't we? Not force that incompletion.
Yeah, he's a great corner. They got a couple of them on that side of the football. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. 3rd down, here's Haskins. And Jennings has it. Well, that's how you convert on 3rd down with an explosive gain of 34.
Things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan today, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. They're going to go jet sweep here. This is Ross with it. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. John Ross, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Saints take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. Lutz good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 29.
Play action. Now Jackson sliding out of the pocket. And he's going to keep it here.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run. 25. Check 25. Check 25.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. He finds Corey Davis. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 1st down, Titans, gain of 12. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. From the gun, it's Jackson. He'll buy some time right. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
That's another Titans 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Let's go now. Let's go now the wolf. And here we go. Just up. Swing. Watch the pass. Look for. Watch twins. Watch twins. Set.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Corey Davis, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 5 yards on the pickup, and all of a sudden here it's third down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Here's Jacobs. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here. One more time with Jacobs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's third and goal. From the gun, Jackson. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Marcus Davenport has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Here's Randy Bullock now as he'll go for the field goal. This one from 35 yards away. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complimentary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. A give to Kamara running right. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That one a first down pickup of 8. Another good run there. He's been good all season long. I don't know if he's going to win that MVP award, but just to be in the discussion, obviously that means he's had a great run.
The raw numbers put him in the discussion. Can he carry his team to enough victories? Can he put them in a spot where we say to ourselves, well, an MVP carries his team to the playoffs. That's what he's going to need in order to get that award.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Now Haskins. This is Jennings. A very solid gain of 27.
A gain of 27 on the play. And the Saints first down.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Titans 3.
Check 55, come on. Check 55, come on.
Kamara trying the right side. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. He's had his eyes on 7,000 career rushing yards, and with that last effort, he has hit that mark. What a career.
And that is the number to focus in on, because oftentimes we talk about where do they rank all time. We're not there yet. He's not knocking on the top 10 or the top 20, but over 7,000 yards in a career, fantastic.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone.
Here we go. Set. Let's get this.
Haskins looking to throw on first down. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be a second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
56.
On second down, here's Haskins. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
Well, they're currently the best in the NFL in converting on 3rd down, so it was no surprise there that they picked that one up.
And they've done it in many different ways throughout the season, Charles. Picking it up, running it, throwing it, just effective on 3rd downs all year long.
Watch out.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Watch the screen.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now.
Let's go now. Now the wolf.
This is Bawden, and he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Nick Bawden, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. And when the smaller guy can't power it across the goal line, Charles, sometimes you need to go with a fullback. They did. It worked.
What's that thing about force and mass? How's that?
Oh, yeah. Force equals mass times acceleration.
Oh, that's big-time stuff. That's from the same guy the apple dropped on his head, right?
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a give to Jacobs running right. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
Push him back. Push him back.
There's Jackson on 3rd and long. Eluding the pressure right. And that will be incomplete. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit. You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he'll get this up to the 4 right about there, and that's about it. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Under pressure and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. And Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Now it's Jackson. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down, Titans, gain of 12.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Quick edge. Come. 29 is the Mike. Mike 29. Let's go.
Play action. It's Jackson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Jackson. And that's complete to Cooks. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
52's the mic right here over there, right? 52's the mic. Hey, heavy on the edges, heavy on the edge. What? Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Save. Check three.
Jackson from the shotgun. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. And an alley to run. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. 56 the mic. 56 is the mic. Tackles. Check it back. Check. Sponge. No!
This time Haskins will look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jeffrey Simmons able to record his 5th sack of the season. So we come upon halftime with 9 points separating these two teams. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Here's Jackson operating from the gun. Got a man, it's complete. Williams. And a nice gain of 21 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Ready? 15 on it. 15 on it. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D. 29.
On 2nd and 12, Jackson flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Marcus Davenport in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Here we go.
Jackson down, throwing on third and long. It's complete to Williams. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on fourth.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. On first down, it's Haskins. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this third quarter. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Haskins. Got a man open. It's Ross. An excellent gain, 35 yards. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the third quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
At their 49-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Let's go, Hattie. Let's go, What you got, Heavy? Give me something.
Now Haskins to throw on second down. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Looking to throw, Haskins. Going deep downfield for Ross. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. And, off the crossbar, no good. A sensational effort from that distance, but rejected by the bar. And this score will stay right where it is. Good field position to start the drive after the missed field goal. Here's first down from the 42. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
I'm coming after you. Check three.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
29 is the Mike 29. Here we go, let's bring it.
Jackson from the gun, he'll throw. Looking deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
On now is the Titans punter. He's been terrific so far. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
They've got to do a better job up front and create some space because they're right there, almost literally on their own goal line.
Just a couple of feet away from a safety. That could have been disastrous. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go. From the gun, Haskins on 3rd down. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Let's go, baby.
24-yard gain on the play. First down, Saints.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Not today, you are. Not today.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So first and 10 now from the 30. Running with Kamara. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Last play they went over 20 yards. This time they topped 30.
And the Saints first down.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 17 there and a New Orleans first down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Kamara's got the first down and then some. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Here's Haskins to throw. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Mike 29. Hey, time. Zoom.
Second and 5 now. Jackson, he's letting it fly for Cooks. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And the return will stop right around the 25. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
The tackle is made by Adoree Jackson.
A gain of 5 brings up second and 5 at the 30-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's second and 5.
Let's go.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down. The Saints on third down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This will be third and 6. Now Haskins to throw it. Completes it to Jennings. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. Haskins now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's first and 10. The busy night continues for Kamara. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Now, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Again, it's Kamara. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Check, crunch.
Third down. Here's Haskins. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline.
Let's go.
At their own 36-yard line.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Being chased out left. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, puts a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. Deep ball, short ball, and that was a deep one there. They were making plays on the football, contesting everything.
Just to pick up a 3, but that is indeed enough. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Jackson on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 35. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans.
First down.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
Now this time he'll look to throw. This pass to Jennings, and he makes the catch. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
First down, New Orleans.
Ready. 56. Control. 56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. Go on. Come on, D. Whip. Check 52. Alert 3. Go. He's checking.
Haskins going to try to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. Looking for the end zone. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And he is all the way up past the 25.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off near the 42, and he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. That is now seven interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Titans' 41-yard line.
So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Saints, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Titans, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
honey, I dash. Got it on gas, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the dance. No man, the man, oh, deal with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, I do what they can. Got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, honey, y'all dash, 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 yeah. They can't catch up cause they lacking the stamina. Way too advanced to be playing with amateurs. Stay on attack when they tackle like damager. They react to lay back on the camera. Hot boy, just consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need a leash, I'm a beast, I'm an animal. Heat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like I wrote up the manual. I do weekly what you do on the annual. MVP, that decision unanimous. Big dogs, I don't think they can handle it. Battlefield, it's just me and my warriors. Guaranteed we emerging victorious. Years, blood, sweat, tears, it's glorious. I remember when they always ignoring us. Dash, got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, the man, oh, deal with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, honey, y'all dash, honey, y'all dash, honey, y'all dash, honey, y'all dash, honey, y'all dash. They slept on the team that they owe me. I need a ring and a trophy. I say I'm the best cause I am. It's no need in keeping it low-key. I can carve up the D like a turkey, or run straight through the D like a train. This year we ain't taking no losses. It's all about making the game. I hear a lot of trash talk. He call us up making a name. I put on the Jets, the coach will regret even letting them stay in the game. Team morale took a tumble. Next time be humble. I'm the lion in the jungle. You just trying not to fumble. Rumble, young man, rumble. Never slip nor stumble. I take off, poof, magic. Now watch me juke through the traffic. Footwork fantastic. Dominating every facet. Treat the pocket like plastic. Here come the blitz, pass it. Got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, honey, y'all dash, honey, y'all dash, honey, y'all dash, honey, y'all dash, honey, y'all dash.
Going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm
P-P-P-Lo, time to bring the bass bird.
Swear I'm going big like a lineman. She want bring the limes in. She wanna pull up to the crib, we can't dine in. Up right away, couldn't even get a vine in. Straight with the money we aligned in. Tell me how they broke, tryna chime in. Jesus watching over here in diamonds. He the only reason why do not get violent. Ay, cause he gave me patience. Ay, swear that all makes sense. Ay, when you making bands, can make friends. Cause I know they tryna shit like Ray Bans. Got a bad little shorty wasting. And I own it, I ain't gotta pay rent. Ay, I know we the ones that ain't them. Put both hands together and I'm saying amen. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going bigger. Postmates how I deliver. My game too cold, made it shiver, but I'm still a hot boy. Cool it down, let it simmer. Hey, see him mad, got him bitter. Can't stop the shine with a dimmer. Only what I give her, and she let her call me baby, but I do not need a sitter. See me dip, yeah, I'm saucing. People at the bank see me often. Let the money run, it's a faucet. She gave me the that's a faucet. Took over the game, now we all in. I was down in the chips, then went all in. Throwing up the game, ain't no farming. Make my mama stop working, that's the promise. Going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm
P-P-P-Lo, time to bring the bass bird.
numbers, big numbers. 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Hey, foreign cars, foreign seats with the foreign leather. Foreign number, put the card in the ATM in the sad era. Yeah, flex mode, this ain't Southwest, this is Jet. I ain't gotta shut the cell off, cause the iPhone don't got a jet mode. Bad be the best though. If you wanna come, let's go. We ain't going nowhere special. I just wanna see more Modesto. Hit your store and I'ma catch those. Mexican, dummy pesos. Hit your sauce, I'll replace those. Number save, no name though. We need more, tell them we need more. Put numbers on the board, let them keep the score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist man, check the wrist man, got him hot. Hey, man can't ball like this, man. Lord, past the big scam, when he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards, you just on your 5th grand. Run it up, 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 count it up. Hey, 100s and 50s and 20s, no 5s and no singles, don't count on them. Hey, she wanted like me cause her like she can count on him. She tried to be nosy and hit up my ex, she like, girl, you can count on him.
Hey, hey, we need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board, let them keep the score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to God.
Big numbers, big numbers. 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. 100-minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, blue hunts. Whole team counting, that's a big number.
S-T-R-O. How many of y'all came to win?
Oh, they asking my name, huh?
You ready?
S-T-R-O, I ain't come to play with you.
Yeah.
Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up.
Yeah.
I can't spend the day with you. I'm out of my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright. I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I'm made with you. I've been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support bra. Lifting up, never not on my grind. New York City time. Another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winter side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired. You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. Beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Uno, no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I didn't grab the few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze, freeze. Stop you in your tracks, there's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together like camouflage and polka dots. Focus on your position, just know your spot. Show don't stop, it's a long season. They planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired, can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. Beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
We ain't gon' run, no, This ain't nothing for the pack. Got 16 sitting in the lag. Whole squad all dressing all black. Every single last one of them got my back. Hey, 20 of us, that's 20 goons in them. Ice cream whip, triple scoop. I got 3 strikes, ain't got to lose. When it's all on the line, what you gonna do? Come on, I'm highly favored. Don't wanna play me, no conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pour out one for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. On a run to the bread until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the check. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. Long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. As long as my dogs stay by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die.
Yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people in my hell. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. 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 I'ma get it by myself. Yeah. Feel like Ginger from Casino. Aces up my sleeve though. Right before I leave, I said like I'm Eno. Think I'm part Italian. Blame that on Gino. Snowflake the medallion. The skin on cappuccino. I don't kiss and tell. Keep your distance from myself. For the genie with the snails in a 5-star hotel. And I wish he's well when they wish for me to fail. I might donate petty bills. They can't get it by themselves.
That's why you treat my friend good, but not too good. I give them too much, then they don't need me. I give them just
yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. 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 I'ma get it by myself. Yeah. I'ma get it either way. I don't even gotta say what I want when I want. They just put it on my plate. I could get it right away. Take you through my day to day. Wake and pray, make that play. Get some good at my place. There's some on the way. Cause my bro's on the way. I got stones on my gold. I got loads in my safe. Had a 7-figure summer, so I'm putting on some weight. Set up getting thick, so I put it on display.
With his rhymes, I make a joke, everybody laughs. I know I'm funny, but I'm not that funny.
Yeah, I just ran a checkup on myself. Some days I just have to check up on myself. I'm so icy, got that GG on my belt. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. Lost a lot, but I came out with no L's. Thank the Lord for my people in my health. And I'm fine as hell from my head down to my nails. My man tripping cause I got another cell. He still buy me YSL. I could get it by myself. 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 I'ma get it by myself, yeah.
It's a lot of money, why are you mad like
like that. Ooh, I'm in my new bag, my bad. You ain't geese, too bad, my bad. Yeah. First of the month, I'ma run it back. Ay. Same day, why I'ma run it back. Yeah. Friday, payday, run it back. Ay. Run it back, run it back, run it back. 48 yards, I run it back. Ay. I cop a car, I run it back. Go your then run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. Hello, that's the jag calling. Let me click over real quick to let my jag talk it. I eat it, ooh, Pac-Man. That's the way my neck talking. Right, I ain't never coming back. The way the stress. You don't make no clap back when you backpack, my bad. But I'm past that with an ass back. That's cash when the money fall. I'ma slap that. Clap when the money go. You don't slap. That's facts. If the money low, I'ma grab some brown man. When it come back, I'ma give back my bad. When the check hit the direct hit, I'm glad. When the check missed the direct hit, I'm sad. Like who's that knocking at my window? My window. They say that it's the money. I'm like tenfold. Over and out. That's gon' make you fuck like a limbo. She said she not a. She an. Why you do that like that? It's a lot of money. Why are you mad like that? Ooh, I'm in my new bag, my bad. You ain't geek, too bad, my bad. Yeah. First of the month, I'ma run it back. Ay. Same day, why I'ma run it back. Friday, payday, run it back. Ay. Run it back, run it back, run it back. 48 yards, I run it back. Ay. I cop a car, I run it back. Go your then run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back.
Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boys than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boys than a Shawshank. I don't wear ball mains. All I ever do is ball main. I am not a rapper, they all lame. I am not dope, I'm hard. Wait, I can power up and level up at any moment. Spitting like a semi, only give me semicolon. Couple zeros like I'm sending yell nets. Every flow is unmatched and I better get set in. Finish them. Mess around with me and I diminish them all. Even if I ever did the minimum all. In the end result, I'm better killing them all. Rogue One, but I got a team with me. Batman when I got a team with me. I get mean, I get green. Show the whole game what's never been seen. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank.
Designer sneakers hurt my feet now. Every beat is getting beat down. Couldn't eat, well watch I eat now. Like how you getting paid to freestyle? Different cities every week now. Every woman is a now. With state prop, you looking bleak now. I was home to sleep, designing sheets now. 30 different missions. When I speak, they listen. Couldn't find it, so she fishing. Who the crew? It wasn't you. I know it's true, cause you look like the opposition. Run it up, greatest ever sums it up. I ain't have a lot when I was coming up. Kinda made my stomach turn when I brung it up. Wait.
Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank.
There ain't no time, is it?
Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor and M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Mexico City Diablos and the Baltimore Ravens. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. On first down, McFarland call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Throwing on third and long. Jackson flush to his, and a big loss here as he's taken down. Sione Takitaki able to run him down for a 15-yard loss, and it will be fourth down. Here's Logan Cook now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out of there. And he'll take it just outside the 40. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. So good starting field position for him here as they come up first and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. First carry for Nick Chubb. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's first and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Chubb with a carry on first down. It's not going to yield much, maybe a yard. It's second down. Benardrick McKinney there to make the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Get off the feet. King. Hey, dude. Hey, alert! 40. Hurry!
Throwing, Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Javon Hargrave, the D-tackle, getting the sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Third and long for Mayfield. That escapes the sack. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
This is Johnson. He's got it. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 23.
I think we should put a stopwatch on that one. You talk about having all day to throw the football, able to scan the field, find someone open after a long time. Big-time credit to the offensive line for protection. That's what we used to call throwing out of the rocking chair.
Mike, 180!
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be second and 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6.
Hurry! Hey, alert 33.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Here to his running back, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Following the penalty, Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 11th touchdown of the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. On 3rd down, Jackson rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. A good return there, 17 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got him the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at their 48-yard line.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. A run for Nick Chubb. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Going to give this time to the tailback. Javon Hargrave there on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They go with Chubb on second down. Fights free yet again. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. They run again on first down, Chubb. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. In on the tackle, the former All-Pro Chris Harris.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Yeah, he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the first down. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. Here's Michael Badgley ready for the field goal try. Badgley able to knock this one through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So they've put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points. Able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
On second down and 4, Jackson, he completes it to Nelson. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, it's Jackson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule.
Here I come again. Here I come again. Check. 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 Watch the edge.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson hauling it in, Nelson. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Couple of 1st downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. And Jackson throwing once more. That's going to be incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. To throw is Jackson on 3rd down, eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. He will push his way down to about the 14. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 14-yard line.
On 2nd and 7, Jackson caught by Nelson. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
On 3rd down, McFarland. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They get the first. The decision to run on 3rd and medium winds up being a good one.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Mike 9. I got one. Shift. Go. Motion.
They'll try to run this one into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. No gain on the play, and it's going to be sacked. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. And a lot of football, full half to be played. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So after the penalty, we'll have one final untimed play here before halftime. On first down, Chubb going to get forward for only about a couple. 2nd and 8 forthcoming. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking.
He's got the lane, and there he goes. And all the way in for the touchdown. Nick Chubb, his second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. It's good to make it 17-7. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now it's Jackson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Nelson. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hey, watch it, watch it. Watch the ship, watch the ship. Hey, watch it.
Jackson from the shotgun. And Nelson's got it here right side. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
What twist?
On 2nd down, McFarland. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll keep it on the ground. McFarland, and he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Give them the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. From the gun, Jackson. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Don't get nervous. Check safety, check safety. Check 26, check 26.
Now Jackson to throw again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
That's a gain of 7.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, Jackson. It's caught. Nelson. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Joe Schobert able to record his 5th sack of the season. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. To throw is Jackson, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a 4th down now.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And as a result, possession switches hands.
Turnover on downs.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 40-yard line.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They run it again with Chubb. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Call that a gain of 11.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction, and when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Chubb with a first down carry as he'll get about 3 out of it. Make it 2nd and 7 coming up. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the Ravens.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And again, it's Chubb. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. He's got the leg, but it's no good. He missed it right, and this score will stay right where it is. Now, Charles, all things considered, I guess that's not a critical miss at this stage, is it?
No, but still everything helps when you're trying to finish off a ball game. And you're right, not critical in terms of the scoreboard and the team, but the guy with the golden foot, he knows he's only as good as his last kick.
And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the fourth. Here's Jackson to throw on third down. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, his 21st touchdown of the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Tucker with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken short.
First down and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And in retrospect, I think a lot of people would say, well, why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it was a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it. And even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold him.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Chubb. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. That second down play nets a -4.
How about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield, and spills the play.
And he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down.
Watch 36 to my
Mayfield to throw it. And that is incomplete. And sensing the momentum maybe changing here a little bit, Charles.
Yeah, this defense is going to get off the field quickly, and their offense got them a touchdown last time they had the ball, so they should get another shot.
And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Right back to him on first down. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play.
Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen.
They go play action with Jackson. Buying time to his left. Got a man, it's Brown. That one good for 26 and a first down. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. J.J. Nelson, the intended target. But it's going to be second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. They'll keep it on the ground. McFarland, and he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. 4th down, here's Jackson. He gets it to Brown, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. They'll run on first down. McFarland. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. They'll keep it on the ground. McFarland. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
On 3rd down, McFarland. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. So here in a big spot. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds, and now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
They'll take over. First down and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line with Charles Davis. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
On the NFL scoreboard, fourth quarter now at Soldier Field. And the Bears have scored again. They've got that one on cruise control. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. On first down, McFarland. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
At the 21-yard line.
First throw in overtime now for Jackson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Another nice job there defensively. They really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. So a big move here, playing to win in overtime. They're going to go for it on fourth down. Jackson now, throwing on fourth down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jordan Evans. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Good. 180. Watch the slip. Watch the slip.
On the ground, it's Chubb. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, tried to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for our visitors, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-4. And they'll have another road date next week with the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, it's a tough one to swallow as they drop back to 8-4 on the year. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give, how much blood would you bleed? I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver, I'm a believer. Someone better kick my fever. Tell me if I'm crazy underneath my whole flex. Everyone tells me it's a bit of a mess. I'ma tell the risk I was never at the end. I would never get this off my chest, though. I'm forgetful. Someone better tell me I was always on the edge. Overstay your bearings, I would never underestimate.
S-T-R-O.
Yeah.
How many of y'all came to win?
Oh, they asking my name, huh?
You ready?
S-T-R-O. I ain't come to play with you.
Yeah.
Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up.
Yeah.
I can't spend the day with you. I'm minding my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright. I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I made with you. I've been on my everybody drop when I drop. Yeah. It's shorty, she support ride. Lifting up, never not on my grind. New York City time. Another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winter side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired. You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I done grabbed a few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze, freeze. Stop you in your tracks, there's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together like camouflage and polka dots. Focus on your position, just know your spot. Sure, don't stop. It's a long season. They planning on winning for the wrong reasons. Trying to get my number retired. Can't let these frauds beat us. I figured out the recipe. Never let opponents get the best of me. I'm focused on my legacy.
I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah, beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
It's a lot of money, why are you mad like that? Ooh, I'm in my new bag, my bag. You ain't get too bad, my bag. First of the month, I'ma run it back. Same day, why I'ma run it back. Friday, payday, run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. 48 yards, I run it back. I cop a car, I run it back. Go your then run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. Hello? That's the jag calling. Let me click over real quick to let my jag talk it. I eat it, ooh, Pac-Man. That's the way my neck talking, right? I ain't never coming back the way the stress. You don't make no clap back when you backpack my bad, but I'm past that. But an ass back, that's cash. When the money fall, I'ma slap that. Clap when the money go, you don't slap. That's facts. If the money low, I'ma grab some man. When it come back, I'ma give back my bad. When the check hit, the direct hit. I'm glad when the check missed the direct hit. I'm sad like, who's that knocking at my window? My window. They say that it's the money, I'm like tenfold. Over and out. That's gon' make you fuck like a limbo. She said she not a, she an. Ooh, why you do that like that? It's a lot of money, why are you mad like that? Ooh, I'm in my new bag, my bag. You ain't get too bad, my bad. First of the month, I'ma run it back. Same day, why I'ma run it back. Friday, payday, run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. 48 yards, I run it back. I cop a car, I run it back. Go your then run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. Yeah. 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 Okay. 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay. So when I die, I ain't gon' be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge.
somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew, so I never get confused. Hotel get a bird's eye view. Hotel get a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me, baby. I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks. I got some trusted shoes. 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked. It's nothing new. Death comes in threes, wins come in twos, cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. I do a good job. Pull up and pop out and pull out. Head on and hood on. Pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one. They want to keep me. Oh, that's a good one. Pockets are dense. I think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Touchdown, 8th floor, come down. Hotel, lobby. Receptionist, what now? 11 a.m. Check out. Might give her one foul just to tell her it's one now. How come? I need rest, no recess on my schedule. Mama used to serve vegetables, now half the meals got tentacles. Half the Emirates need a reservation and half my money goes straight to taxes. But I don't trip about it, that's what happens when you got dreams closer than a mattress. Plus all your boys got expensive habits. Go. I know what they thinking, they don't even gotta say it. Nope. They thinking they just made it. I know how to make everybody feel famous. I don't gotta work no day shift. I don't gotta split no payment. I don't gotta answer questions. And I don't need you to okay it. Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown.
They can't take it to town.